Greetings all, my name is Stav. I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown of what's going on in the video here. Excuse the crude tools, everything's a bit of a mess at the moment. Coming back to these vehicles after some years of neglect. This one we're seeing today is quite possibly the most special engine that I've had in a W123. The vehicle originates from England, and I purchased it from the owner about 7 years ago out of Bondi. It had lived its previous life in Queensland as well, so the body is rusty in all the wrong places, and I don't have the panel expertise to repair that. So that's me hot wiring the start. We lost the key start about a year ago. It could just be a dirty fuse, but the starter relay does make it click like it should go over. There's just no ignition from the key, so that's my handy hot wire hanging there. If you read the story on the OzBenz forum on how I came upon this car, I think you can find my username under A Backbone. I'll put some details in the description of this video. The exhaust is clean on startup. This is a relatively cold startup. We actually had a nice sunny day today, so not as cold as yesterday when I had someone come around to have a look at it. Trying to give you an impression of the air around the car. So you can see there's fairly well settled rust on the roof. Obviously the back of the runoff rails for the sunroof. The paint was pretty much in this state when I picked it up. It's obviously decayed a little bit sitting in the shed. The car is currently full of my assorted junk. I think I have disconnected the temperature gauge and the fuel gauge, but you can see the oil pressure nailed up on 3 there. I've never had to use the idle control to start this, not even on cold start. After just a couple of seconds running, it runs about this smooth. It takes quite a bit of time for it to generate some heat in the block, so we'll have a wander around the car whilst it's getting a bit of temperature into the oil for part B of this demonstration. Now, it wasn't apparent to me initially, but when I looked at the photo I knew the car didn't look the same as others, and I really didn't pick it up until I had gotten it halfway back to Adelaide, that it had an apron on the front, and the apron does have an AMG insignia on it, as does the boot, but we shan't put any faith in stick-on pieces rather than what we see and hear and experience as I did driving this back from Sydney, rather surprisingly. You can hear and see it's very smooth at idle. This has been the idle speed since I picked it up. I've not actually adjusted anything on here. The one component I did change whilst I was in New South Wales was the vacuum control knob for the transmission that sits on the rocker cover there. When it does actually get some genuine heat soak in it, there is a little bit of fuel leaking from the top of the injector ports there. After 6 years I did actually manage to acquire the multi-spline socket to fix that, but the car is now for sale, and I'll sell you the multi-spline socket to go with it if you so desire. The interior is quite strong. All the springs in the seats are intact. The driver's seat is quite comfortable to sit in. The surface of the seats leaves something to be desired, but I have acquired pretty much a complete changeover interior for this, which is also up for grabs. Now we'll get into the main action of the day. You can hear the engine note has picked up a couple of tones. bit of smoke coming off of the exhaust pipe there as the pipes heat up. Take a quick flash towards the back of the shed. You can see we're not choking to death or drowning in the smoke. There is a bit of smoke there. The camera doesn't quite do it justice, but I've seen worse. So you can see there the firewall is quite considerably compromised as bits of the front end there. The paint is cracked from age and fatigue and wear and salt and damp and heat. You can't quite see it in this shot, but there's no evidence of that fuel seepage at this stage yet. It really does have to get a bit of heat soak in before it starts to come out. This engine gets started and run not quite to this level of abuse about once a month. That concludes the audio part of the demonstration.